Here, we're just going to go over the universal thing of the material. Material is costumes for the spirit. We have demonstrated how fire, water, air, earth be proceed from the first chaotic waters, the void. Job 26:5, dead things are formed from underneath the living waters, and how they produce a universal sperm, and how they continually regenerate the chaotic waters for generations. Preservation, regeneration of all things. The universal sperm is generated by condensation, evaporation, vapors, which all come from a breath, which are circulated in a great limit of the air, until they are sufficiently impregnated while the earth is receiving information, or animated by fire, when they are again condensed and resolved into water. The chaotic waters is basically alchemy, mixing of the chemicals, right? Are commonly called dew, rain, showers, rain, hail, snow, which Job asks you who knows the father of them and the mother of them. But really, it is true regenerated chaos. The genuine spirit and anime amundai, or the mound eye, animates it, who generates preserves forms by means of their seed or sperm, and this anuma moundai is nature truly. Now to prove that this dew, rain, hail, or snow is actually the regenerated chaos containing the universal sperm, like man's semen, and spirit, moon eye, we must show you that they were generated first out of the primordial chaos. Your book, The Dark Void, where the spirit moved upon the face of the waters. That's what it says, Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 through 3, right? To see it in real life, right? Now, at this state of mind, you have no conscience, but you exist. I chose you before the beginning of the foundations. Right now, chaos and the sperm of the universe is the divine costume covered up by material of the foundations of the universe. Because the alchemist understands, which is a doctor, scientist, and one that prescribes you elemental forces of elemental powers. You're a walking, ticking time bomb. That's why you must be careful not to mix too much salt in your body. They call it high blood. You just exploded, implosion. Your chemical anatomy, see, demonstrates visibility. Is why they know how to manipulate into their control. All right. Now we're talking about necrophilia. All right, something that also needs to be talked about, and they try to suppress it. And this is how you do it. That's why I'm showing you in the supernatural how they grotesque, you know, that TV show. You've seen Criminal Minds, the same thing. They have episodes in there, like the diddler parties, rub some lotion on you. Next thing you know, you about to die. You about next to death. Like, you're alive, but you're not alive. You can't think, you know, subconscious. You walking around like Weekend at Bernie's. You seen Weekend at Bernie's? You were walking and music and stuff. It's for real. It's like that. It's TV shows on Netflix, Hulu. I can't remember, man, but I told y'all, my sister had me watching some crazy stuff, huh? But how these people give these people some type of drug, and these women just, like, they're almost dead. They're just laying there. But the body can move on its own. Like you zombie, can't think, but something else take control over you. So something like that. I'm not explaining it without sounding too way out there. You know, I'm on the tube right now, so Facebook we can get into a little more detail, but on the tube when you expose these cats, they get mad about it, complaining on you. So you have fire, air, water mixed in a glass body. Right there, it literally says that. Like, I'm not just making up this stuff. All right. Well, let's get into the good stuff. The boring stuff that I read to you. The honey-like matter or moist of the earth remaining in the glass body, take out cleanly and put it into a china basin and set in the sun to evaporate until it is perfectly dry. Then grind it in glass mortar to a subtle earth. Subtle now. Now you have separated the elements out of your chaos. See? So, alchemy put people in another altered state of mind to do whatever it is you want to do, right? Well, that's what we're talking about, and that's what spiritual possessment is. Abracadabra is as Christ. I spoke, it was, it happened. But what do your people turn this into? Ghost magic. No, you magic. You alive. You don't have no understanding of something that you're trying to give your own ammunition and knowledge upon. For example, not there. Here.
Cracker Barrel, what the fuck, Keanu?
Y'all remember this guy?
Someone told me to watch this clip.
You've been saying abracadabra like it's a game, but let me wake you up. It's not a trick. It's a code. Abracadabra comes from the ancient Aramaic abracadabra. It means
Ancient Aramaic? Okay, so it's a destroying spirit word. It's a spirit that swings a sword every which way. Preferably the destroying angel. Some know to be. But I heard a lot of people say, it's God, abracadabra. Liar. Let's continue.
create as I speak. Not I wish, not I hope, but I create with my voice. Every word I speak is a spell.
Isn't that Isaiah chapter 45? I create darkness. I form the light. I created good and I formed the evil. It's there. It says speak to your situation, not manipulate. That's the manipulation come from you with what you spoke, but one don't know until they receive the truth, right? Okay.
Every sentence I form is sacred geometry in motion. My mouth is a portal, and my voice is divine technology. You want to know how to shift your reality? Speak it. You want to manifest power? Command it. You want to bend time, heal wounds, break chains? Just say the word. I am wealth. I am protected. I am chosen. Abracadabra. I'm not casting spells. I am the spell. I create as I speak. Now say it with your whole soul. Abracadabra. I'm Spoke the Creator, and I don't miss.
Y'all remember this guy?
Well, you already knew that. Yet, you still live a life that you dread. 3 years later, and you're all still concerned about that woman. Well, I can assure you, she is more alive and more grounded than ever. She just happens to be experiencing a new timeline. Remember, we really do live in a multiverse.
He put that hoe in the tree. Crazy. Y'all remember this guy?
still think things are a myth or a hoax. Books say souls be hung or trapped in trees. Really? Okay, let's keep going.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in there. You know what I find amazing? You know what I find very amazing? If you didn't hear, Disney lost a lot of money, right?
Disney is the key, okay? I don't know what he's gonna say, but this is as far as I got in the video and what I heard, what I already knew what I was gonna do. Stay with me.
They running around with a chicken with their head cut off. The Native Americans is running around a chicken with their head cut off. Washington, D.C. is running scared, a chicken with their head cut off because they trying to quiet Facebook or make another Facebook or TikTok, whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? The JEW, or the people that call themselves the J's but are not in the Bible, running around chicken with their head cut off, right? All because we said who we are and we spoke up. Now the whole world like, hey, you know what? You Black Americans, you on to something. We kind of believe you now, right?
Stop it right there. So we're gonna play him in another teaching. But he hit all your higher ups, all your leaders that shape-shifting spirits go into Ephesians 6:12. But y'all literally say shapeshifters and clones and all that boo-boo you hear out there that don't really explain the matter, like what we're doing right here. Alchemy. You see salt, nitrous. See, those are elements, but those are you that make up the flesh and blood, right? Blood cells, right? Flesh, the cell transmitter in it, the power of the lightning, the plasmic energy. It has sulfur in it. The good, the bad, mercury, salt, all these things is in you, except for uranium, unless you consume that by breath, being around it or touch it, and so on. But uranium is the only thing the body don't want to consume. So when these people do physical things, they are being spiritually led, you say, but it's a reflection of themselves. The lower them take control, or the higher them, you say, receiving the spirit, or a hell-bound summoning spirit, which takes circles and symbols and all kinds of stuff. I'm saying, but the word of God don't need none of that. You just see something you don't like and simply speak it out of your life. Now, I showed you the alchemy. We're talking about Disney because, I showed you this in my reels. My reels at about 100,000, maybe even more. About this Zac Efron and how Disney been making, not clones, but making bodies for the disembodied. Playing God. Now, it was blasphemous for the Christ to say, I'm the soul or the son of God. Yet, doctors can play God, and the scientists, literally, they don't got to say it. Oh, we got the God machine. It's in they talk. But we can't blaspheme them for that. Oh, man, y'all got some trick standards, boy. Y'all treat the Christ this way for nothing, but he was actually telling the truth. Then y'all monkey niggas come in here and try to be the saviors, and we can't hang y'all? Well, surely the world don't play fair like the words say. It do not go by its own rules. How you make a rule, but then you don't follow it? You think I'm about to be with you? No, you's a liar.
Y'all, what is going on with everybody? Why are all the celebrities changing in real time right in front of us, right? Have y'all seen this latest picture of...
Don't forget what he about to explain. Trump looked like this. Y'all called him orange, red, all kinds of stuff. I said back then, I don't know if y'all are right, but something is going on. something is going on.
Zac Efron.
Now, you know, Esau and them was called to be red and hairy. You thought you knew what that was, didn't you?
Zac Efron is looking like frowned upon Zac. Like, literally. Like, people are confused of what is going on. Why does he look like Rico No Suave? Now, look at this difference between what he used to look like in 2021 versus now in 2025, y'all. Completely different dude. The whole aura and energy is off. And this dude he's like red or orange or something like that. Now, mainstream media will have you believe this is due to surgery, accidental fillers, but we already know Hollywood don't move like that, y'all. These are the same people who normalize cloning, body doubles, and wearing masks right in front of your face. Hold on, y'all. Do y'all remember when Disney Channel told us that their stars were made in a lab? Watch this video, y'all, and I think they speak on this guy over here, Zac Efron. Check this out.
Because this next segment is for you. This Friday, the newest batch of Disney Channel stars grown in the Disney Genetic Engineering Lab will be unveiled to the public.
Right. Now, Tracy, most of our viewers are already familiar with a lot of the products that have come out of the Disney Lab. Yes, but how exactly do you create a Hilary Duff or a Miley Cyrus from scratch?
Right.
Well, we're going to find out exactly how it's done right now, because joining us live from the Disney Lab is one of their lead geneticists, Dr. Andrew Rourke. Welcome, Dr. Rourke. There's quite an operation you've got going on out there.
Thanks, Jim. So the stars that we see on TV are actually grown right here?
That's correct. They're grown and developed here. We engineer their brains for advanced singing and dancing capabilities, even posing for photos. By the time they grow to desired size, these child stars are fully ready for the camera or the concert tours or whatever Disney chooses to put them in.
That is simply amazing. How long does it take to actually create a star from scratch?
Well, not very long at all. We use the exact same DNA structure for all of our stars, then we simply tweak minor details like hair color or skin tone.
Right, yeah, we do have some footage here of some of the well-known creations that have come out of your lab. Let's take a look.
Yes,
right, but sounds like a surefire hit to me. Oh, now this one's Zac Efron. I've seen him before.
Yes, Zac was actually one of our earliest.
My daughters love him. I mean, he looks so real.
Actually, I think we could have done a better job with Zac. He could show more human tendencies. If you look closely, you'll notice there's a certain deadness around the eyes.
I do see that,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sorry, it's hard for me to watch because all I see is all my mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, he seems flawless to me.
Well, he's holding up, but there was a bug in that first batch, and as a result, Zac's skin will soon begin to dissolve.
No, poor Zac.
Y'all, he literally told you, and he spoke directly on Zac Efron. He told you that there was a bug in the system, and then Zac Efron's skin is going to start to dissolve. Isn't this what it looks like what's happening here, y'all? And then there's been a whole bunch of celebrities who spoke up about cloning and possibly being created, and Hannah Montana was one of them. She was quoted saying this. Check this out.
Commenting, the Burbank office is where it's rumored they create all of us Disney kids. I definitely wasn't created in a lab, and if I was, there must have been some bug in the system which caused me to malfunction somewhere between the years of 2013 and 2016.
And here we go, her admitting that there was another bug in the system, just like the doctor.
Disney. D mean entrance. Switch the I with the S. It becomes sign or sin I. However you want to look at it, it's the same. S-I-N-E is a sine wave of something telling you opposite of the Most High. Another breath, voice that's, out here altering folks. Now, you know about the children on the train in the 1800s. Nobody know where they came from or where they were. Some incubator babies. Why wasn't none of them black? Here we are again.
Right? And that's pretty specific. 2013 to 2016, that's pretty specific for someone that wasn't created in a lab, y'all. So y'all may take this as satire or not, but they're literally telling this in your face, y'all. And some people believe it.
Thank you for remembering Filthy Black. I've been seeing comments late. Now, because I had music and I was on TikTok and stuff. They had music. Sometimes you might not hear my words, but y'all remember them face and you remember them talking about Zac. So, shit, that was like less than 3-4 years ago. That far back. Alright, and so, matter of fact, Matter of fact, I got to for the new people, you know. You see now, let me go right here, like this. After I play my sister, I refuse to get up out of her. She's part of this too now. Little did she know about Brother BC Get Down. She do know that, but she didn't know the Holy Spirit was setting her hind part up for a teaching. You know what I'm saying? I look, oh, Brandy up here about an hour? Wow, godly, boy, I'm shocked. Why she was timid. I ain't going to that camera. Then she came on the camera, and it was quick messages. I like, Brandy, come on, give it a little long breath. I ain't got nothing to say now. Oh, they're looking like bro over there with the wind, bro. I love to see people, man, when they do a whole 360 on me or 180, and I know them to be, you know, I ain't getting in front of that camera, and then when I see them, they look like they've been doing this for years. Introducing Brandy Martin, both YouTube or Facebook. Watch how we all align.
You being still, because it can't get you nowhere. Every time you think of something in the future, it's still you're not going to get to the future because you're in the now. If you understand that, I want to show you guys how we change as. And I'm only talking to souls. When I talk to souls. I know a lot of entities that are around us won't understand because they are made like us. They're flesh, they have the organs like us, they move like us, they bleed like us, they breathe like us, but they do not carry a divine spark. They do not carry that essence of consciousness that allows them to fully know, not just believe and be taught, but to know, not to have to let it be installed like technology. But I learned that we die every day, every second. When we sleep, we die. And I didn't get that concept until I realized it's not the death of the body, it's the death within the spirit, within the soul. It's the changing of the DNA.
I believe Brother Lloyd said this. Maybe y'all caught the message, maybe not. But it was all men up there, different faiths, same spirit that gave him. I remember clearly Brother Lloyd said, I talked to my wife, you know, and I told her, you know, if I choke you out and you died, what happened? You know, I'm paraphrasing, something like that. And the key word is, he said, the Holy Spirit taught him, your life is not dead. Consciousness goes out. Because they came to the conclusion, oh, I pass out. I could choke you out and think you're dead, but you can still have a pulse like this DMT crap I'm telling you about. They call Necro-Philia. All right? You're about right there. And it's worse than comatose. All right? If you don't really know what you're studying or feeling in the carotid artery, you will think the person is dead. But they're not. If you leave them be, the body will reset itself and come on back. If they have a will to live. It's all in the will of the soul and the power. It's what she just told you. Consciousness, spirit, energy. That's what leaves the body. And without that, consciousness is not that big because everything gets in the subconscious. But that's just like the father, mother to the son. Let's continue.
Your DNA changes every time you go to sleep, within every second, every moment of a real soul. So that way that's why you can never live in the past and you can never live in the future. You can only live in the now. But everybody points to a soul like we're a ripple, like they take a drop and they drop it into a ocean, they watch the ripple, because the ripple never really dies. It just constantly goes out, and people don't get that concept that it constantly goes out.
Like a beacon and signal. Morse code. I mean, she hitting it.
But I want to show you this. Let me get it big. And I'm telling you, this journey that I thought Facebook had me on, where I was being locked out of Facebook, I had to get on a certain device that I didn't have in my possessions because I got into car troubles 2 hours away from me, and the device I had was left in the car that a man brought me home in from 2 hours away, and then he ended up having medical problems where he ended up having a heart attack and going to the hospital. I was not getting the device back no time soon. It was like the universe was putting me in a standstill so I could receive the knowledge and the information that I was supposed to, and I couldn't do it with, I guess, this device in my hand, because every single time I tried to relax my mind, I had a phone call, or I was commenting back on Facebook, or I was doing other things, or I was following other people's lives, and I wasn't really sitting still and focusing and really
Yashiala War ready. But the other day, some people just need to learn how to sit still in silence with the Most High, but want to do the most, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Silence with the Most High is the key. Now here again, hearing it again from another soul. Connected, big bro. Great minds of the divine always align, y'all.
Gathering the knowledge that was being fed to me, it was almost as if I was not allowing my cup to be, I let my cup be full. I wasn't allowing my cup to be empty enough to refresh myself so I can be refilled with the knowledge that I needed. I was sitting in so much of ego that it was full to the top that I could not receive the knowledge that I'm receiving now.
Braka Bushman,
I had to really understand
Brown, 50 Black,
what is the ego of this flesh, and where did it come from? Where was it designed from? And I have an ability which most of us do. When we get into water, or most of us females do, when we get into water, it activates our DNA. It gives us abilities to get crown readings when we're by water, in water. And I tend to get a lot of readings while I'm in water. And
that right there is my sister, y'all. Brandy Martin, both Facebook, same name, see? Or YouTube. Now, you can finish that. That's why I show you her page. You can go to it. It's freely given, as long as you got the right spirit. Gotta go to my first page, y'all, how it all began. That's where all my evidence is at. You owe your boy and his wife. Yeah. That's how we do it. Reels. See? Get your license. Everything you carry. You be legal. You have no worries. Get everybody in your household like that. You don't have too much trouble. You don't have no trouble at all. All right, hold on. I'm coming. First, I got to prove. Me no liar. For the new people, man. I know all the people been here with me. All right, we get like 2,000 new people a day. We're not talking about subscriptions. We're just talking about people that just know. I can come to this channel anytime I want and get, there it is, right there. And get whatever I want to get. Told y'all. I'm saying? The same lady you just seen. I mean, well, not Brandy, but
Showing your kids how to genetically modify exactly what the fallen angels did in the beginning, nothing new under the sun.
see, I had music. That's why some, older people were like, man, I can't hear you. I understand that. I didn't know how to work the volume levels and all of that at that time. I was just going. But the whole world felt your boy, though. All right, I wasn't too much off. So let's get back to the studies. That's where we left off at, right? Pretty much over with, right? But you gotta see this sick shit.
The current flagship product is the standard DC.
Now the first body I told you, man, it had to be some Necro-Philia. Who puts a dead body in the trunk for a long time till it become fossilized, basically? All right, pieces. All right. Now we got another one and another one. Oh man. I tried to warn y'all, man. I'd be like, the spirit be knowing all things, so. I know I look weird out here. And I'd be like, man, this nigga out here having sex with dead bodies. Ever since my sister told me this shit, I'm starting to see this junk in real life now. I was clueless. I told y'all we got on it because she said, I was like, why you discriminating on men at the morgue? Why they don't want men at the morgue? By the time she was done, the first 5 seconds, I was like, I agree with you. I ain't got to say no more shit. Nasty niggas. All right? They prefer women to be the morticians. That's sad. That's sad, bro. You got to discriminate on a job. Then it's even sadder that a spirit can jump into you and just make you get into stuff like that. Talk about slow. I'm saying, so, I was weirded out by my sis, but I know she got a degree. And she said, I forgot the disease, but it's a flesh-type eating disease that you can only get when you start sexing dead bodies. I was like, that's why these niggas got private doctors. It ain't private. They just don't want people in their records, bro. Because you doing nasty stuff, bro. Now when the books say a rich man, it's better for him to go to hell. This actual terminology is a rich man going to heaven. Campolebiditis is better to go to the eye of the needle. Do you know that the needle of an eye is a constellation? Literally. And cameloparditis, the camel giraffe, is the camel the Bible is talking about. That mug is huge, and it better for him to go through the eye of a sewing needle, the needle of Pisces. Well, that's something, man. That you thought God was speaking in a parable, but your whole metaphysics in your universe is his breath that speak. Do that look parabolistic? And he told you out of a thought I created the heavens, and then science come up and look up and tell you in a matrix produced by light. I mean, how much more accurate do you want to be, right?
542 DUS refrigerated cabinet. The dimensions of the cabinet.
I'm speaking in, of course, code because we're trying to be respectful of YouTube, okay?
Right.
But serial unalivers, right? When they get caught, it's usually because
they not serial unalivers, man. They people that like touching on dead bodies and young girls. All right. There's many cases of this now. I mean, it's been many cases, but we ain't been paying attention. We didn't have the binoculars in the ear. We call them things for deaf people. We didn't have the hearing aids, nor the binocular eyes. All right. All those years ago. Now, some people you love back in the day, you don't love no more. You like, I ain't know they was in that boo-boo, man. No, sir, I would not have supported none of that damn music. And now look at us today. We pretty much is entertaining the doggone entertainers now. We, as the little people, we the one jumping up in costumes, running around doing stupid crap online, get paid a little chunk change, thinking it's some money, right? And then the celebrity messed around and said, what the hell? We the real slaves. Now they doing what we doing and not selling out. Now it pushes us out the way. Now hold on, bro. We the one invented this now, nigga. Y'all were already taking up everything, bro. We just came on and spoke free willingly, spoke free. Me, I don't know about everybody else, not charging nobody, bring people on the platform that I'm paying for. You ain't got to do nothing but be you and the Holy Spirit. Then these sapsuckers say, oh yeah, I ain't got to act. I ain't got to do all this. And it started backfiring. Oh, if they thought the internet was going to do what it do today and how we took control, they would have never put it out there. They couldn't see that though. They saw mind control, the internet controlling you. They did not see the children of the Most High super exceeding and pointing them out. That they can't see because they can't see in the future. You the all seeing nothing and can't and missing some pieces. Bruh, you subtracted word if anything. So when I see these things take place, and it'd be like, it ain't making sense naturally because it's a spiritual problem. So when you know about this, you'd be like, oh, I know why he kept the dead body so long. Rituals. She was already a sacrifice when he went and laid eyes on her and the parents. See, sometimes y'all be like, what the hell wrong with the parents? Man, bruh, when you around a wizard, that nigga can spell the hell right out of you when you ain't got the spirit, bruh. It's like being MK Ultra. Soon as the mouth, you know how Siren, soon as you look at her, soon as it open up his mouth, you mesmerize. All right? You under their control. That's what that means. But you think you making these decisions. It's just like the vampire. They look at you, do the little twirly eye thing, and then you're locked in. And then they say, do this, do that. And when I'm in my sound, like a hypnosis, soon as this is over, you gonna do it. You can try to fight it, but it ain't gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? You done put the sound into you, and the sonoluminate light is bringing out the information you call a thought. You ain't got time to think. You already in the movement of enacting, already seeing God's judgment. If you're a child of God. Non-children never see the judgment come until it comes. But us, we already know when we contemplating the act to do wrong, what the consequence is. Okay? So that everybody be like, well, why did he do that? No, that's the wrong question. You better start looking at these witches, wizards, and warlocks. You don't know your own doctrine to not even identify the war that you're living.
They got very, very, very sloppy. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing that we actually know of, the second body found. Now, you guys, this is something that is a bit odd, all right? This is something that is actually really, really odd. So, the same day, and you might know.
So if you're making bodies with no soul, your Bible literally say soulless beings going to be walking around at the end of time. That's why I never supported the word clone ever in my life. What the world say is trying to throw me off, but they got to tell me the truth of what they're doing because the law of God you call nature. Wrong people got it. A thief will tell you he going to steal from you before he actually do it. It's do you pick up the vibe? I'm saying everything is our fault.
I don't know this, but it's something that needs to be said. The same exact day that Celeste was found in that impound lot, there was a second person actually found. That person is a woman. That person had an index finger removed. Interestingly enough, it's the same finger that David and Celeste had the tattoo written on their fingers. Okay, it is known that he often did. Well, it is not known, but it was rumored that they battled issues with jealousy, meaning David was very disrespectful and treated you the way you would treat an 11-year-old. Like literally, he should. The fact that he hasn't even been arrested for that or charges haven't been brought for that is beyond me, right?
No, it's not, because we're living in the wax worse generation, man. Evil is good and good is evil. See? The word just come and just show you, bro. Like, I'm looking at something, a verse from the breath of God outside in the solar system. Not so much the construct of a book they control you with. Faith is what you can't see. Stop telling people to read a book because you can see that. Stop telling people to watch the stars. That's the breath of God. That's a characteristic. It's not God. Like Elijah to the thunder, the wind, and the goddamn earthquake and the fire. None of that was God. Except the small, still voice that came from within. You can't see that. You can't see understanding. You can't see the Most High. You can see wisdom, and you can see characteristics of the heavenly Most High Father. But you ain't seeing it until you make it in. Then you can be worthy to see the face as the Christ. Me and the Father seeing each other. Remember, believe me, you get to do everything I've done and greater. Do you not believe your own word?
But getting back to this point, they said remains of 2 women were found in cars investigated as homicides. LA authorities have revealed new details, okay? This is actually very interesting. They said the LA County Medical Examiner has released new details on the remains of one of the 2 women who were discovered in vehicles at tow yard this week. Both passings were investigated as homicides, okay? Even though law enforcement is not authorized to speak publicly about the cases. One woman's remains were discovered at about 12:20 p.m. on Monday after police responded to Hollywood Tow on Mansfield Avenue, okay? Someone smelled a foul odor coming from the front trunk of the vehicle, and detectives were sent to investigate the possible presence of human remains. That car, a Tesla with a Texas license plate, it is David's car, was towed from the Tony Bird Streets neighborhood in Hollywood Hills, according to police, okay? According to police, okay? They said that this deceased was found severely decomposed inside the vehicle. Severely means it went on for months, not just, it went on probably for, definitely more than 2 weeks. Usually months when they say severely decomposed. She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. We're unable to determine her age or race or ethnicity. The descendant was wearing a tube top and black leggings size small. She has wavy black hair. Jewelry includes yellow metal stud earrings and a yellow metal chain bracelet. Okay, right? The medical examiner said the woman was 5'2" and 71 pounds, and that she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, shh. The remains were described as, and this is very graphic, a head and a torso. The owner of the vehicle has been identified as David Anthony Burke, as you guys know, right? The body of the second woman was also found after family members filed a missing police report. The family had reportedly tracked the woman to a scorched Honda Civic that was being held at a tow yard at the West Gage Avenue, okay? The car had been towed to the lot on Sunday, and the vehicle fire had been extinguished by LA City Fire. But firefighters never checked inside the car and did not see the woman's remains. Okay. Listen. Now here's the thing. Authorities do not believe that Hollywood Hills thing is somehow related, but I do find it very, very odd, and I do find it very, very coincidental that both these things were happening at the same time. You know, I find it very, very coincidental. It's a very strange coincidence, and they haven't released a lot more information of the story, or the stories are being buried by what we're talking about with Celeste.
No, I just want to tell you that the stuff we talk about is real. It's not made up. It's not far sketch. It's not science fiction. This shit is really going down. And good is really looked at like it's the scum of the earth. The order of God. Good don't mean you're holy or perfect. Good just means a order out of chaos. Like the law. Are you bound to this earth, or or you going to celestial heaven.
You may already be surrounded. In this message, we're not talking about ghosts, but spirits that live in people. Spirits that manipulate, confuse, and destroy from the inside out. Today, I'll give you 10 unshakable signs to spot demons hiding in friends and family before they take more than just your peace. There are people in your life who don't need to say a single harsh word or lift a finger to harm you. Just being in their presence drains your spirit like a leaking vessel, and you can't quite explain why. You walk into the room feeling fine, maybe even optimistic, but after spending time with them, your energy is gone. Your mood has dropped, and your peace is disturbed. You try to justify it. Maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe you're overreacting. But deep down, your soul knows something is off. These are the people who never seem to pour into you, but always need something from you. Your attention, your time, your sympathy, your energy. It's always about their problems, their drama, their chaos, and somehow you become their emotional dumping ground without consent. They offload their heaviness onto you, then leave you to carry it. But it's not just emotional exhaustion, it's spiritual. Your body can't see it, but your spirit can feel it. These are the kinds of people who wear the face of a friend or family member, but underneath, there's something darker, feeding off the light inside you. It's spiritual
I love mother, father, sister, wife, husband, brother, nor donkey or pet more than me. Again, somebody could die and you can pray to God to bring them back, and it appears that way. Or did the underworld death angel come in and shape-shift into the body? Whenever someone go comatose, whenever someone is out unconscious, whenever someone kundalini, whenever someone do something without the authority of the spirit and having the body out, you are not guarded. So anything can come in. This is how legions went into people. Astral projecting, but nothing's protecting the body. Your soul come back to the body and it's not welcome in. Come on, friends. Don't be that.
Parasitism, and they are not always aware of what they're doing, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. You have to stop asking if you're being too sensitive and start asking why your soul keeps sounding the alarm around certain people. That discomfort is a warning. Your energy is your currency, and not everyone deserves access to it.
Yeah, I like Tupac, but I trust no man. Anything that's dealing with the worlds or the cares of this world, you know, wizards, they can tell good. Wizards can give good gifts. I believe the book say evil give good gifts. They know how to give good gifts, but it can't be good. An evil tree cannot produce forth good fruit, which means if you evil, when you make a child, don't look for nothing different.
Start paying attention to how you feel after every interaction. Do you feel lighter or heavier, encouraged or anxious, whole or hollow? Demons don't always come screaming with red eyes and horns. Sometimes they show up with a smile, speak in calm tones, and call you family. But if every encounter leaves you more disconnected from your peace, your purpose, or your power, it's time to recognize that this isn't just a toxic relationship. It's spiritual sabotage. You don't need to fight them, argue with them, or try to fix them. You just need to walk away and reclaim your energy. Your spirit already knows what your mind is trying to deny. Not everyone around you is good for your soul, and some are feeding on it. Protect your peace. Guard your energy. Your life depends on it. They twist the truth to divide you, subtly, skillfully, and strategically, like a snake that coils around your relationships until the life is squeezed out of them. These people don't lie outright because that would be too obvious. Instead, they distort reality just enough to sow doubt in your mind and suspicion in your heart. They play with half-truths, out-of-context statements, and emotionally charged stories that paint others in a dark light, all while presenting themselves as the innocent observer or the concerned friend. Their weapon is suggestion. I don't want to say anything but. Or maybe you should keep an eye on them. They don't seem trustworthy. Little phrases designed to create cracks in your trust, isolate you from people who actually care, and make themselves your sole emotional anchor. And once you begin to drift away from those who protect your spirit, you become vulnerable, dependent, and easier to manipulate. This is how demons operate. Not with obvious conflict, but with quiet confusion. They stir the pot just enough to trigger emotional reactions, and then step back as chaos unfolds, pretending they had nothing to do with it. They know that if they can fracture your foundation, your support system, your circle, your clarity, they can influence your perception of reality. You'll start questioning the intentions of good people, believing lies over facts, and slowly adapting their narrative as your own. That is spiritual warfare disguised as conversation. And the most dangerous part, these people often appear deeply loyal, even loving. They tell you they have your back, that they're just being real or honest. But what they're really doing is planting spiritual poison between you and your peace. You'll begin to wonder why you're feeling more paranoid, why you're second-guessing relationships that once felt solid, and why your world feels heavier, until you trace it back to one person who always seems to be the common denominator in every broken bond. That's not a coincidence. That's a calculated disruption. Demonic spirits don't always scream, they whisper. They gaslight, they charm, and they divide. When someone consistently brings division but never resolution, constantly highlights flaws in others but never owns their own, understand this: they're not trying to protect you, they're trying to isolate you. And once you're alone, they own you. Wake up, protect your relationships, and most of all, protect your mind from the lies that come dressed as concern.
Those of you that stand on the word, mind your own business too. And all those that come, why you do that? Don't you know there's a better way? Why? That's old news, right? You didn't bother them. He's doing you, right? Well, well, well. My man is preaching, ain't he?
They celebrate your weakness, not your strength. And if you're not paying close attention, you mistake their false concern for real support. These are the people who clap the loudest when you're broken, but go silent when you start to heal. They're right there to comfort you when you've hit rock bottom, when your heart is shattered, when your plans fall apart. But the moment you begin to rise, to gain clarity, to walk in confidence, their energy shifts. Suddenly, they're distant, sarcastic, dismissive, or even resentful. Why? Because your strength threatens their illusion of superiority. Your power exposes their insecurity. As long as you're struggling, they feel needed, relevant, even elevated. But when you stand tall, they feel small. So they prefer you dependent, not independent, uncertain, not empowered. And that's the twisted truth. They don't truly love you. They love the version of you that makes them feel better about themselves. They love the broken you because it doesn't challenge them. They love the version of you that doubts your worth, that seeks their approval, that remains in a state of emotional debt. But when you start setting boundaries, prioritizing yourself, dreaming bigger, and stepping into your purpose, they can't hide their discomfort. They may disguise their jealousy as humor, mocking your ambition, calling your progress a phase, or belittling your dreams as unrealistic. They'll say things like, "Don't forget where you came from." Not out of love, but as a subtle reminder to shrink back down to the level they're comfortable with. Deep down, they don't want to see you win. unless they're above you in the process. And that's how you know you're dealing with a spirit, not just a person. A spirit that fears light, that feeds on insecurity, and that celebrates failure as long as it keeps you tied to them. You need to watch how people respond not to your pain, but to your healing. Anyone who feels more connected to your weakness than your growth is not a friend.
Facts.
They're a spiritual liability.
Wow.
Demons won't always try to destroy you with rage. Sometimes they'll destroy you with comfort. But comfort in your brokenness is not love, it's control. Stop confusing pity for loyalty. Pay attention to who supports your power, not just your pain. Because real love doesn't fear your strength, it fuels it. They disrespect boundaries repeatedly, not because they don't understand them, but because they believe the rules don't apply to them when it comes to you. These are the people who hear your no and treat it like a negotiation. You say you need space and they crowd it. You say you're busy and they demand your time. You set a limit and they take it as a challenge. This is not miscommunication, it's a spiritual trespass. When someone consistently steps over the lines you've drawn to protect your peace, your time, your energy, they are revealing a deeper truth.
How many times have we said that? Be on your own. Live soul on your own in the spirit. Worry about nobody else. Worry about what they say. And also draw the line. Don't be no lollipop sucker kid.
They don't value your autonomy. They value their access to you. And access without respect is exploitation.
Powerful words. A great understanding. Thank y'all, YouTube, coming out. If you like it, like it. If you share, share it. The Most High will baraka you just for that little bit. Picking up our little fat little finger and hitting the share button. Not sharing me, sharing the spirit that's inside of me. Let us all not be selfish when we eating at the table of Yahuwah. Braka.